Hi, everyone. I'm Steve here again with Nicole, the gut girl. Thanks for being here, Nicole.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I wanted to kind of get people's attention because women, and I know we're going to make this kind of broad, but women who have low testosterone, which is just one hormone that I think you're going to talk about, but women have the same symptoms as men, right?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, but it seems to me like there's a lot more moving parts. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not the expert, you are, but there's so many hormones that need to be in balance with women and men. Men are maybe a little more simple. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely wouldn't say that men are simple.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so let me ask you, when should a young lady start to be aware of what her hormones are and maybe get some tests for some certain things? And what do you recommend the tests be and so on? If maybe a young lady suspects that her hormones are off, and maybe you can give some tips on what would be a pointer to her or make her think of why they might be off.
Absolutely. Okay, you guys, I am very passionate about this because hormones are, they kind of make our body go around, especially, and Steve is right, especially with women. We're much more integral. We're really complicated when it comes to this. And it is never too young to start testing. If you are having a period, you should know what your hormones are. And I'll tell you why. One of my daughters is about to be 21. She has terrible acne. She also has very, very strenuous and terrible periods. I was like, this is not right. We started testing her hormones, and she is very estrogen dominant at 21. Not one doctor, OBGYN that I took her to, ever tested her hormones, ever. When we finally begged for that, they gave us the lab slip to go test, didn't tell us when to test. It is very, very important, you guys. If you are a menstruating woman, you should test your hormones, which would be progesterone, testosterone, estrogen. Much more complicated, but those are the three heavy hitters. You should test those if you're taking a blood test of days 19 through 21. That's when those are at their peak and what they're supposed to be doing. Estrogen should be coming down. Progesterone should be swooping in. Testosterone is in the mix there. That's very important. So when I asked the doctor, well, should she specifically test any time? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just do it before she starts her period.
Was that a man?
Actually, no. It was a woman.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said estrogen dominant compared to the other few hormones that you mentioned. So you're not really, now again, tell me if I'm wrong, but you're not necessarily looking at exactly where the estrogen is, but you're looking at where is it compared to the other hormones. And I think you said at what certain time of the cycle. So not day 2. I mean, I'm a guy, but I think I get what you're saying. Not day 2. You said 19, 20. That day, that's when you want to make the comparison of those hormones that you mentioned. Is that right?
Absolutely. You guys, it's really important because there's lots of different estrogen dominances out there. There's traditional estrogen dominance, and there's estrogen dominance where progesterone just isn't making enough to meet estrogen. So, that's a big deal. We need to, if somebody's treating you properly, they're going to figure out which type that is. Also, if you have low testosterone or you're too high in testosterone and you're getting hair growth on the face and other things are starting to happen, that's important. Where is it in the mix? How do we fix it? Do we reduce it? Do we give you all of that kind of stuff? One of the things that drove me nuts is I had consultation this week, and the woman is coming to me before she does a full hysterectomy just because she wants to go every route. I said, well, send me your lab tests. Send me your tests of your hormones. She goes, what are you talking about? Nobody's tested my hormones. that blew me away. And what I explained to her was, we're going to get a saliva test because that is the gold standard. Well, the gold standard is the urine Dutch test. However, saliva tests are the next best thing because that will give you an average. Blood tests are just right there in the moment. So I love saliva. But if she comes to me and decides she is going to have that hysterectomy, okay, that's perfectly fine. And that's what she wants to go with. But at least we will have markers where she came in at and where she should have some HRT, hormone replacement therapy, after the fact. We will have some good ranges, but they're not even doing that.
Yeah. And like I know on the men's side, a lot of times you look at the estrogen and the doctor may say, oh, your estrogen's too high. No, it's not. Look at my testosterone. Right?
Right.
So you're looking at a ratio, and I assume same thing for a woman. You're looking at ratios. Is your testosterone low? Is it testosterone high? Well, that's gonna tell you whether you're estrogen dominant or not, right?
Sure, absolutely. And you guys, this is a really good point for men. Okay, think about this. Your lab ranges, and this is really important. Lab ranges are taken over a specific, they take 50 people and they do the average of those 50 people for what to come up with the ranges. That makes it very broad. Men, this makes me insane. Men's testosterone levels are from 200 to 1500. That is a huge range that you could fall all sorts of unhealthy in. My husband, God help him, he was at 220, still in range. So they said, oh, you're fine. I'm like, oh my God, no, he's not.
Yeah, right. That's right. So everybody out there listening to this, I just want to encourage you to get a second opinion, find someone like Nicole who is a hormone expert. We're not doctors, but she has a story of why she has this expertise. It's because she had to figure it out for herself. And so you're talking to someone, especially if you're a woman, who has experienced this, the thyroid and all these things, and going through, I know you went through a lot of frustration and anxiety and to just trying to figure you out. And I appreciate that experience that you have because of that. And you know how it feels. You know what you went through, and that experience can really help someone else. So, if not, Nicole, you guys can always leave a comment in the comment section and we can connect you. But if someone like that, and there's a lot of experts out there, hormone experts, male and female, it's very different for each gender. So, but get a second opinion. And, there's a lot of good podcasts, and educate yourself, use your brain and apply it. Listen to, okay, is this common sense? Apply common sense to what someone's telling you, right?
Absolutely. And know your body. Know what doesn't feel good and what does feel good in your system.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Nicole. As always, we appreciate you, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.